Hello and good morning. Thank you for tuning in, Rose Ward, Stampersdelight.com, at my new time on Friday mornings. So on Friday mornings, it will now be 9 a.m. If you watched my unboxing yesterday or last night, I hope you did. You know I have a cold, so I apologize. I might sneeze in the middle of this. Nothing I can do about that. Hop on, say hi, let me know where you're from. So as you all know, I used to do this at 7 a.m. I threw it out there, asked what time people would rather see it. Now that I'm retired from my full-time job and doing Stampin' Up full-time. And most of you said 9 a.m. So we're going with 9 a.m. on Friday mornings. My YouTube channel on Monday nights will still be 7 p.m. Good morning, Winann. Yes, she voted for 9 a.m. Good morning, Susan. Good morning, Susan. You're with me at my new time. Great. So again, thank you all for tuning in. And we are going to get started. So grab your coffee, grab your tea, and come stamp with me. I'm going to flip the camera. Hopefully you saw my unboxing last night. If you didn't, you can go back and watch that. Couple of quick things. My December online class is with the Inspired Thoughts, and that's a stamp set and dies. Okay, so if you'd like to join in on that, you can see everything in the description and sign up by December 10th. Okay. The next thing I want to remind everybody is about the last chance products. I know you can't read this. Just go to my blog, Stampersdelight.com, because you can save up to 50% on some of these last chance items that you may not be able to get. Okay. Good morning, Kathy. Good morning, Janelle and Carmen and another Kathy. Thank you all for tuning in with me. So don't forget about the last chance products. Also, please remember to check the clearance rack. They put a lot of new stuff on there and some of it's already sold out. So you definitely want to check that out. Remember, this is my host code for December if your order is less than $50. Just go to Stampersdelight.com and use that host code. Stampersdelightshop.com is where you'll find that. Grab your coffee, grab your tea mug, my sweatshirt that says the same thing, or the Glitter Goddess mug, and many, many more things. Okay, so the mini catalog, which starts in January, along with the celebration, that's what everybody wanted to see. So I'm switching out of Christmas and doing things from the mini catalog. Also, just want to remind you, you can join my team by going to Stampersdelight.com, and you can start earning not only celebration items, but getting new products out of the mini catalog. So what I decided on for this one is the Love and Happiness bundle. Let me bring that in. So this is the bundle. And one of the things I love is any stamp set that has a lot of sentiments, because that seems to be the one thing we can never find when we need. So, and you can see mine are already used here. Okay, so this is the stamp set. Good morning, Bonnie. Hey, good morning, Joyce. And then here are the dies. We have the dies. And we also have the embossing folder, which I did show the other day, and we're going to use that. Let me just put this piece of black cardstock under here. Love this embossing folder. Can you see that? So if you watched my video the other day, you saw something with it, and I'm going to show you some more items with it. Hey, Angie. So this is the bundle for the Love and Happiness. I'm just going to move that out of the way for a moment and show you some samples with that. Now, on my last video, I did show you the fresh freesia that I ran through that embossing folder, and here's the card I made with it. So now you can see that great embossing folder. Look at that. Is that absolutely gorgeous or what? Thank you, Kathy. Yes, I'm still pinching myself, pinch, that I'm retired from my day job to do this full time now. So definitely share my videos. Tell all your friends about my online classes. It's a little scary, but so much fun. So here's an engagement card that I made. And these hearts right here go to the Sweet Talk, because this stamp set didn't have a heart. So And the Sweet Talk is what I'll show on Monday because they kind of coordinate. Okay, so this is the card that I made. And of course I used the Friendly Hello. I always get that backwards. Friendly Hello or Hello Friendly. No, Friendly Hello designer series paper. So there's my first card. The next one I did with this stamp set is, again, this one I did use the Sweet Talk greeting, Happy Valentine's Day. Again, I still use those beautiful embossed hearts. And this is the paper to the Sweet Talk. And there'll be more information on my paper share either later today or over the weekend. So you want to check that out for the paper share, okay? And this is that cotton ribbon. I think it says like faux silk, but the new ribbon. And you can see here I tied it in a knot instead of a bow. I love to do that too. Sometimes you don't need a bow. And then here's the inside. So I've already got my Valentine's Day card for my husband. Okay, happy Valentine's Day. And of course I did that with the next one I did with some designer series paper in the annual catalog because I always need wedding cards, anniversary cards. Those are things along with Get Well and Sympathy, I hate to say that, but that you always need. So this one I used with the designer series paper from the annual catalog, and you can see I used the copper foil. Okay. And I cut that out. I cut the hole out with the dies. Hi, Diana. Hi, Julie. And when you open it up, this is how it looks. So again, behind there is the foil. And I just cut that heart out through everything so that when you close this, you see that foil heart in there. Okay. Again. And you can do anything. You can make a wedding card, anniversary card. And then, of course, I used that great little heart again. I love this. I love the way this one came out. That foil just really makes it, doesn't it? The last one, before I show you the one we're going to do, and again, I apologize for coughing. Thank you, Stacy. I needed an anniversary card because my Cali kids will be home for Christmas, and their first anniversary is December 27th. They like black and white. Well, she likes black and white. So this one I did with the new ribbon, the shimmery ribbon. It's a little wide, so I didn't want to make a bow. But again, I used that embossing folder, and I embossed the black, the white, and then the black heart. And the sentiments on this set are absolutely gorgeous. Okay, and this says, a wonderful marriage is the collection of many small happy moments. And then inside I used two of the sayings because I couldn't figure out which one I wanted. And then, of course, the little black heart. So I have their anniversary card done now. So I'm happy about that. The next card I'm going to show you is the one we're going to do. We're just going to change it up a little bit with different paper. And this is a fun fold card. Front flap fun fold card. Or you can call it a double flap, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so here is the paper. And this is from the Hello Friendly. Or Friendly Hello. I always get it backwards. And again, there's that great die. It says congratulations. And there's the layering on the paper. You got the Petal pink with the embossed image. And of course this ribbon, which I absolutely love. When you open this card up, whoop, let me fix that. Okay, when you open this card up, I cut out a bunch of those little hearts and layered them down here. And of course these are our genial gems in the annual catalog. And then it opens, let me put it down here. And then it opens this way. And there looks like there's something on my lens here, so hopefully you don't see that smudge. So this is celebrating your anniversary because I am always needing anniversary cards. And it closes up this way. This is actually very easy to do. Okay, so that's the fun fold we're going to do today. So I'm going to change it up a little bit, and we're going to use Pool Party. You're going to use a full sheet of Pool Party, and don't worry about the dimensions. I will put them on there later. Good morning, Karen. Okay, so you're going to take a piece of Pool Party, full sheet. I'm going to need this. And what we're going to do is we are going to score it right here at 5 1/2, which I actually did score it, okay? Score it that way. Then you're going to flip it to the 8 1/2 side. And what you're going to do, I'm going to take the scoring blade, cutting blade out of there so I don't make a mistake. And then what I'm going to do is I am going to go to, and I didn't write this down. Why didn't I write this down? 2. All right, let me grab my card for a minute and my ruler, because for some reason I did not write that dimension down, and I don't want to give you the wrong one. Okay, so I believe it's 2 1/8. Yeah, it is. Okay, so I am going to go to 2 1/8. There's the 2 1/4. So there's 2 1/8. And I'm going to score that just like that. I'm going to flip it, and I'm going to do the same thing. 2 1/8. And then I'm going to need my cutting tool in a minute, but what I want to do first is I want to give that a good burnishing. So let me fold it in half, burnish it that way. We're going to burnish it this way. Move this out of the way for a second. And then this way. Okay, so now we have it all burnished. Okay. Megan, it's 12 a.m. there. Thank you so much. That's a true follower. Okay. Then what we're going to do is the top 2 pieces, we're going to cut that right off. Now, I like to move it down a little bit so I can see where I'm at. So that's 2 1/4 or 2 1/8. I want to get it straight. I want to get that score line right in the track. And then I'm going to start there and just, ooh. Looks like I need a new blade in here. And I'm just going to cut that. Oh, yeah, I do need a new blade in here. I'm just going to inch that down. Well, we're going to fix that. That really messed that up, but we'll fix that. And then I'm going to come in here. And again, I'm going to cut this down. Might be the paper. No, the scoring tool or cutting blade needs to be changed. Okay, so here's my first one. Now, what I do is if I can't get right to the edge, I will use my paper snips. I'm going to show you how to fix that rough edge too. It does happen. Okay, so I'm just going to bring my paper snips in here ever so gently and just wiggle that piece out. Okay, with my finger, I'm just going to clean that off. So with my fingers, I'm just taking that piece off that kind of got messed up. And then again, I might just change my card. Okay, so it does look like I need to get a new cutting blade. But anyway, okay, next thing. We're going to do the same thing over here. Hey, stuff happens. All right, I'm going to bring this in. Okay, so it's not the blade. And we're going to bring that down. And I just like to bring it down to where I can see it. And then bring it over this way. And cut if you're good with scissors, you can cut that out. I am not good with scissors. I cannot cut straight. So we're just going to inch that. Yeah, it is the cutting blade. Okay, that needs to be changed. Okay. Well, we're done with that anyway for now. And I'm just going to snip that out. Okay, I do have to snip that because, okay, there we go. You're not really going to see it. And that's how you get the fold. There's the fold. You get the general idea. Sorry about that. Now I got it cleaned off. Oh, thank you, Angie. Angie set her alarm so she wouldn't miss me. Okay, so there's the fold. And then what we have is some extra pieces. And I'm going to start with these, the inside here. And I've got 2 pieces of black. And those strips are 1 3/4 by 5 1/4. So I'm going to put a strip on each side. Okay. I'm going to grab my, you can use whichever adhesive you want. I'm using my Stampin Seal. And you're going to line those up there. You see how I flip the paper over and it's the same on each side? I don't know why I do that. And then I'm going to line these up here. So there's my panels, and those were 1 3/4 by 5 1/4. And then I have this beautiful paper. That's why I chose the black. And these are just a smidge shorter. This is 5 inches here. And this I just, let me show you what I did. Okay, so the 1 3/4 is right here. And I just brought it down a little bit and cut off a little bit of trim there. So I just trim those up. Sometimes I don't have the exact measurements. I just trim them up so that they fit in there. Actually, this would, let me just see something here. I think I'm discombobulated with my new time. I will put the exact measurements. Let's just do it this way. Whoop. Okay, so the black, yeah, the black is a smidge over 3 3/4. So there's the 2-inch mark. So it's just a smidge shorter than 2 inches. And then the designer series paper is 3 3/4. Sorry about that. Jesus, I wrote it down and I still didn't get it right. Hey, not perfect. Okay. Let's just add some more adhesive to this. And we're gonna, I like to close it so I can line it up. I will put the exact measurements for you. And there's my panel. Yes, Janie, I am retired. And then we have this piece right here. Whoop, that's an extra piece. We have this black right here. And this black is 4 by 5 1/4. I think I have cold head here. Not quite with it this morning. Okay. And we're going to layer that right there. Then I'm going to bring in a piece of designer series paper, which is already also cut. So this is 4. This is the 4 by 5 1/4. And this piece, of course, is 3 3/4 by 5. That's going to layer right on top of here. Okay. Layer that right on top. Okay, so there's my card, basically. So there's how the fun fold is made. All right, now we're going to set that aside for a minute. And I am going to bring in a scrap piece of the pool party and black. And I am going to go ahead and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take both of these and cut out or emboss these first. Okay, so let's do that. And I'm going to let you in on a little secret with these too. Now your embossing folder, you always want to have the where it folds going in here first so it doesn't break the embossing folder. Okay, so there's the one. Look how gorgeous that is. Then I'm going to do the same thing with the black. What is the pretty designer series paper called? That is, I'll tell you 1 second. Friendly Hello. The designer series paper is a free item with the celebration. And I am going to bring the catalog. I just want to make sure, because sometimes I call it Hello Friendly. And it's Friendly Hello. That comes with a stamp set. And it's a free item with a $100 order in the US. Okay, so here's my black one. So now I have both of these. Now I'm going to bring in my dies. And I have the large heart and the small heart. And I also have this sentiment die. Let's put that one up there before I lose it. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, again, I'm going to bring in my machine. And now you can see all the steps. Usually I have this done for you because I'm usually trying to hop on my work computer, which I don't have to do here. All right, let's bring this in. I'm changing my setup here so I can cut these out. Okay, so we're going to do two things at one time. We're going to put that right there because I want that black heart. And then we have this little small heart, and I need a couple of those. I will tell you that when you do it this way, it does mash the flowers down a little bit. So you can cut them out first if you want. Okay, so I'm just going to turn this so I make sure I get this right. And I am going to go ahead and wheel that through. So there's my first small black one. Here's my large black one. I need a couple more of these, so I'm bringing it back in again. And I am going to cut out a couple more black ones. Oh, trust me, Megan. Megan says I won't know what to do with myself now that I don't have to jump on the work computer. I have a list like you wouldn't believe. The first thing I'm trying to do is get my stamp room all situated. That's taken a little bit more time than I thought. And with the holidays, of course, I have a scrapbook to do for my kids, for their wedding. I have a list like you wouldn't believe. Okay, so I want to show you a little trick here. When you put those through, the flowers don't come up as nice as the first time. They flatten them out a little bit. So what you can do if you wanted to is run it back through there or cut your hearts out first. But I'm not going to do that. Okay, so it's up to you. Okay, what I'm saying is this one comes out real puffy, but then if you keep running it through the machine to get the hearts, the flowers kind of flatten out a little bit. But you can still see them. So it's just a matter of preference. Okay, there we go with that one. Plus I'm getting ready for my winter retreat, which I announced last night. My paper share, trust me, I'm already thinking, how the heck did I do this working full time? Okay. And I'm going to do one more over in this corner. Could actually use that as a stencil afterwards. And just going to roll that through. Okay. So I should have enough hearts now. There we go. If I wanted to, I could throw another heart over here and use this on the front of a card, right? Look at that. I could do something like that. Yep, I'll save that. Okay. So let me put my hearts away. I'm going to take I'm going to do all of this at one time. I have a strip here, so I might as well cut this out. All right. And just roll that through. And now I have the piece for my sentiment. And I will keep this strip of scrap paper in case I stamp it wrong. All right, now we got everything I need. So the first thing I'm going to do is the inside. I'm going to take these little hearts and I am going to layer them just like that. And I'm actually going to use dimensionals for this. So let me grab my dimensionals. And you can use the minis, because you don't need a big piece. I'm just going to put one here and start layering them. Close that up and just start layering those. Make sure you get it on the right side. Do this one. And we should have two more here. That'll be enough. You could space them out. I mean, who wouldn't like to get this card, right? Could have brought. And then the last one. Okay, now for the front. Whoop. I'm going to fold that over. I've got my large ones. I'm going to start with the black, I think. I'm going to put that right there. And what I'm going to use for this one is I'm going to use the black ribbon, but I'm not, you see how this one I put the ribbon around it? I'm going to do this one a little bit different. And this is our gingham ribbon, which you can still get. And I'm going to flip those over because you want to make sure that you get the side with the nice flowers puffed up. I'm going to bring in my dimensionals. Now I'm using the larger ones. And I'm just going to put like 3 on here. Oh no. Am I off? Am I still on? I hope I'm still live. It's showing me yellow. Somebody tell me if you can still see me. Somebody tell me if you're still seeing me. Am I not live anymore? It says it's recording, so we're just going to keep going. And we're going to do this. And this. You know what? It does say it's recording. I'm just going to keep going. And then I'm going to add that right there. I've got my sentiment right here. And I'm going to stamp congratulations. Nobody's answering me, so this might be recording, but it might not be live. Okay, and I'm going to stamp congratulations. Oh, it's still working. Good, because I'm seeing I'm yellow, which means my internet is getting spotty. Great. Thank you for letting me know. There's a lot more people on it this hour, so this internet might be a little bit slower. And again, with some dimensionals, I'm just going to grab some minis. I just broke up, but I'm okay. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to put that right there. Congratulations. I'm going to take this little gingham ribbon. All I want to do is get through this so I don't lose yous. Okay, and we're just going to tie a little gingham ribbon here. It's freezing up. Yeah, the internet is spotty. Let me just see if I can fix that. It's not letting me. Please just let me get through this card. Okay, we're going to put that right there. At least you see the, at least you got the most of it, right? And we're going to put a glue dot right here. I apologize for it going on and off, but you can see it, right? And then I'm going to grab an anniversary saying, here's to another year of love and happiness. I'm just trying to get through this. Okay, so that's good. If it's just saying it's interrupted, just hang in there. Oop, that was crooked. Don't like that. Let's flip it over. I'm trying to rush now because I don't want to lose you. And then I am going to glue that on the inside. Okay, one of these is not working. There we go. What a cute fun fold, right? And then I'm going to grab our new iridescent. Yeah, I'm yellow, so it means it's still working, but it's low internet speed. If it goes red, I'm in trouble. I'm going to use the new iridescent rhinestones. And I'm going to add some of those. I like to put a little tiny one right there and right there. And then on the inside, I'll add a couple more, just the medium-sized ones. And there you have, hi Vicky. There you have a congratulations fun fold card. And you can use this one for either anniversary or wedding. And then, of course, you would do the envelope. But I'm going to pop off now because I don't want to lose you. Let me bring in real quick, just in case. We got this card that we just did, the fun fold. Are you loving that fun fold? Sorry about the connection. And then here's the other one we did, or I showed. I will, after this is over, put all the measurements in the description. Here's my kid's anniversary card. Thank you, and thank you all for tuning in with my new time. Another wedding wish card. And we have Happy Valentine's Day. And then an engagement card. So I hope you enjoyed the cards. And this is, again, called Love and Happiness Bundle in the new catalog. And it'll be available January 4th. Don't forget to check out my winter retreat, my online classes, share my videos. And I will be back with you Monday night on YouTube Live. Sorry for the interruption with the internet. What are you going to do, right? So until next time, everyone, keep on stamping, Stampers. Bye.